Hello and welcome to LSE Focus. It is post-match reaction show time after Liverpool have just returned to the top of the Premier League table with an emphatic, a destructive 5-0 demolition of Huddersfield Town at Anfield. I mean, there's nothing you can really complain about with that game. I think everything was absolutely spot on from Liverpool. It was a lovely experience to watch. Everyone's left the ground. Everyone's turned their tellies off. Everyone's left the pubs they're watching the games at with massive smiles on their faces. And why on earth wouldn't you? You know, 91 points, clean sheet, 5 goals, a little bit of a boost to the goal difference as well. So many fantastic performances to talk about as well. I mean, this Liverpool team, I've said it so many times on this channel already, and if you haven't heard it from me, you've certainly heard it from other people talking about the club. Just walk around them, revel in them, bask in their glory. They are absolutely phenomenal, and I can't wait to see them take on Barcelona on Wednesday night. But before we get into any of that sort of chat, let's talk about the performance tonight. I mean, things got off to an absolute flyer from Keita. You know, it's probably the first Keita goal I think we've really seen from him. You know, the first two, a header, no one really expected that from him. The second one's obviously a huge deflection on the way in, but that's the kind of goal we expected Naby Keita to score when he arrived at Liverpool, and even in the year before he arrived, the kind of player we thought we were getting. You know, someone who was going to lead the press, who was going to fly into tackles, who was going to tackle intelligently as well. You know, he doesn't just go herring in trying to win the ball back and, you know, boot it out for a throw-in or anything like that just to get a bit of a cheer off the crowd and get Jurgen Klopp giving him a round of applause and stuff like that. He wants to create something off the back of this pressure as well. So when he makes the tackle, he makes sure he gets it to Mo Salah as well. And, you know, I'm sure those movements are carefully rehearsed as well, so he knows Salah's going to be there. Salah knows that's the optimum position to be in to take advantage of Keita's press. And then, of course, Mohamed Salah makes a fantastic assist, and Keita scores a really, really nice goal with a fantastic finish. And that's what I mean about the player we thought we were getting. You know, a midfielder who under pressure can finish like a striker. He puts it right in the bottom corner, you know, in those kind of situations where you expect a top player to score, and he just puts the ball away with ease. It was a wonderful goal, a wonderful way to start the game. I mean, there's a little bit of debate over whether or not it's the fastest goal we've ever scored in the Premier League. It kind of comes down to whether or not you thought it was 14, 15 or 16 seconds. If it was 14 seconds, it's at least the joint fastest goal we've ever scored in the Premier League. Either way, hell of a way to start the game. And then Liverpool, I think, had a little bit of a wobble, but I think while I was watching Huddersfield, you know, absolutely throw themselves at us and try and get bodies in the box, make chances and stuff like that, I was thinking, there's no way they can make this last, you know, until half time, let alone the full 90 minutes. So if anything, that was almost a good thing for us. And yeah, we didn't look that good, but I think that's probably just the element of surprise. You know, no one expected Huddersfield to give it that much of a go, certainly in terms of how many men they were committing forward, and certainly that early on in the game. And I think because we've also scored early as well, the players were like, you know, is this actually going to be even easier than we thought it was going to be? And then obviously Huddersfield catch us cold a little bit with a few chances. Dejan Lovren maybe looks a little bit rusty in the opening 10 minutes, and I think there's also an issue with the fullbacks kind of thinking, you know, do we bomb on? Obviously, we're going to get so many chances going forward. They're expected to get into that opposition half and get crosses in, get to the byline, stuff like that. That's what they've been told to do. But with Huddersfield putting all the pressure on that they did in the first 10 minutes, I think they were almost caught in two minds, and that's why Huddersfield got a lot of chances. Trent Alexander-Arnold just didn't really know where to position himself for the first 10 minutes, and that leads to their chances. But like I said, they burnt out incredibly quickly because you just can't sustain that level of performance unless you're Liverpool Football Club. Essentially, you know, I've never seen a set of players fitter than ours, and that has shown this season how we are able to just run teams ragged, especially towards the end of the game. So once that spell of Huddersfield pressure kind of died down, the game was pretty much a formality from there on in. I mean, once Sadio Mane scores that header as well, that's pretty much game over. 2-0 inside 20 minutes. There's no way Huddersfield are coming back from that. And it's, again, a wonderful cross from Andrew Robertson. You know, both of them put in fantastic crosses tonight, fantastic balls. I'm going to be talking about both of them at length, I'm sure. But Andrew Robertson had a fantastic game once again. You know, going forward, he was absolutely sublime. Always offering options. You know, he facilitates Mane's movement into the box as well. Mane, let's not forget, is playing left wing. So if it's not for Andrew Robertson getting to that byline and whipping in crosses for him, he's not in that position to make the header in the first place. So Andrew Robertson, absolutely sublime. What a player we have on our hands for only £8 million. I mean, it's absolutely phenomenal that we've got him for that. And then Sadio Mane, you know, the guy is deadly with headers. It's bizarre, but I'm certainly not complaining. It's a fantastic side of his game to have. You know, it's kind of similar to how Cristiano Ronaldo started out as a winger and yet brought this kind of this ability to head the ball brilliantly and to win the ball in the air, to be in the right places to get headers as well. Brought that into his game, and it's such a useful asset to have because it adds an extra dimension to our play. You know, it allows us to make those crosses into the box because they've got someone to aim for, and it makes him so unpredictable because defenders are always worrying about what he can do with his feet, whether he's going to, you know, cut inside, turn around them, make them look silly with his skills and stuff like that. And then they have to deal with him being an absolute poacher in the air as well. He is just becoming an incredibly well-rounded footballer and just generally a brilliant player to have on your side. So second goal, boss as well. Third goal, I mean, what can you say about Mohamed Salah? The guy is, again, a phenomenon. This is apparently a bad season for him. At worst, or at best even, this is an average season for Mohamed Salah apparently, and yet he's scoring goals like that to rack up his total to 20 and put himself clear at the top of the Premier League top scorers list. It's a phenomenal finish. It's the kind of finish we maybe haven't seen enough of from Mo Salah this season. I know I've just talked down the idea of him having a bad season, but it is the kind of thing we saw him maybe attempt more last season when he was on this incredible run where everything fell for him. So he'd just try the maddest things because he knew that they were going to come off for him. Again, it's a great ball from Trent Alexander-Arnold, you know, playing the kind of assists from fullback that 90% of Premier League midfielders aren't capable of playing. What a guy he is as well, fully deserving of his place in the PFA Team of the Year. Great assist, absolutely sublime goal. The game well and truly over by half-time as well. And probably the most impressive thing is Liverpool did not take their foot off the gas. They kept going at Huddersfield no matter what. We were utterly relentless. And that's probably also to do with the goal difference thing as well. You know, I think we do need to put that little extra bit of pressure on Manchester City because it could end up playing a huge role. You know, you never know. The kind of the mathematics is if they lose, then we can draw, and provided our goal difference is superior, that will actually keep us ahead of them purely by virtue of goal difference. It would be level on points if they were to lose and we were to draw. So it's a nice thing to have. It would give us a little bit of a buffer if Man City were to lose one of their games between now and the end of the season. So fantastic to see us getting so many goals, you know, and the goals being nicely spread out was pretty good as well. Someone pointed out there's pretty much a 20-minute gap between every single one, which is just great because it shows that none of these goals came from, like, you know, us suddenly turning it on for 10 minutes or something like that. It just came from us being consistently better, consistently piling pressure on, endlessly creating chances that Huddersfield just couldn't deal with. And I think if there's one extra impressive thing you can say about us today as well, it's the fact we won 5-0, even though at times we were kind of messing around. You know, I think all of them, Sadio Mane, Mohamed Salah, Daniel Sturridge, all of them had points where they had the ball outside the box and they thought, I'm just going to take a pop shot here. You know, the game's won. I'm going to see if I can just do my numbers a little bit of a favour. None of it really worked out for any of them, but it was great to see that, you know, they're just happy to try it, to see what works out, because we were getting that many chances. I think we had something like 20 shots in the end, which is probably close to being the most we've had since Jose Mourinho's Manchester United came to town. And we had something ridiculous like 36, or when we played Everton and they had 40. So, you know, Huddersfield fans, however bad it gets, at least you're not Mourinho's United. You can hold that to yourselves and hold on to it for dear life. But anyway, the fourth goal as well, fantastic. I think, who was the assist for that one? It was Jordan Henderson for that one. You know, so many goals, so many fantastic crosses and assists. It's hard to keep track of them all. But again, Henderson, another player who's become incredibly resurgent since, you know, he's been moved to that more advanced role, which is wonderful to see. You know, we all knew he had it in his locker. We know he's a quality footballer. He's been playing within himself for a while now. And I think since he's sort of had that positional switch, I think it's the last 6 games or something like that, he's had 4 assists and 1 goal. So it's clear for all to see that he has still got that quality, which is great, because supplying balls like that, Sadio Mane will head those into the back of the net all day long. Still a lovely header as well. You know, it's not like an open net or anything like that. He has to divert that beyond the goalkeeper. It's kind of similar to the one he scored against Sevilla in the away game in the Champions League group stage last season. So, you know, another brilliant goal, Sadio Mane. 20 goals from now for a winger is just phenomenal, man. Phenomenal for a winger like him, who isn't even at times considered to be the best player in the Liverpool squad, to be posting those kind of numbers. And the sheer variety of goals he scored as well, like I said, makes him an absolute nightmare for defenders. And then, again, the 5th goal, Mohamed Salah, a record breaker, putting himself into Liverpool history books. Most goals in his first 100 appearances for the club. No one else has got more than him. 69, I mean, well, hey, and all that, you know, the magic number. But yeah, it's absolutely fantastic to see. We are witnessing Liverpool history being made. You know, no Liverpool team has ever got 91 points in Premier League history, and I'm willing to, put myself on the line and say probably never. It's possible that maybe if you also convert the points and 3 points for win and stuff like that, maybe we've done it in the past, but certainly not in recent history have we had 91 points. Records are just tumbling left, right and centre. Andrew Robertson has broken the record for most assists by a defender in a Premier League season as well. This side they are history makers. They are incredible. They are a side that we're going to remember for the rest of our lives. And if they don't win anything this season, this will still be one of the most incredible seasons we've ever witnessed Liverpool have. So walk around them, enjoy them, bask in their glory, and they're only going to get better. Oxlade-Chamberlain came on tonight and played pretty well. Every single touch he had was cheered, which was great to see. Very nearly scores a beautiful goal as well. It's such a shame that one doesn't go in, but I'm sure he'll get another few opportunities between now and the end of the season. Joe Gomez gets another couple of minutes as well. If you're still miserable because Man City might and potentially will win all 3 of their games and still win the Premier League title, just find a different sport, because it's never going to be perfect. You're not going to win a trophy every year and every week and stuff like that, but when the team is playing like this, when the team is doing everything fantastically, when records are tumbling left, right and centre, you should not be doing anything apart from just enjoying the ride. It's what I'm doing, and it's made this season absolutely phenomenal, and it's going to be such a shame when it ends, and hopefully we can end it with some sort of silverware, and if not, like I said, potentially 97 points and a Champions League semi-final at minimum is not something to be sniffed at all. So once again, a phenomenal performance from Liverpool. Just toyed with Huddersfield, messed with them, and then when they needed to, ripped them to bits. Brilliant individual performances all over the pitch. Mo Salah, sublime. Sadio Mane, unbearable for defenders. Andrew Robertson, just one of the best left-backs you've ever seen. Trent Alexander-Arnold, 20 years old and the best right-back in the Premier League. Virgil van Dijk, as usual, brilliant. Jordan Henderson, great assists. Naby Keita finally starting to come alive in a Liverpool shirt. So many things to take away with us today, and to top it all off, we're top of the league with 91 points. So that is all today's video. Thank you guys very, very much for watching. As always, if you did enjoy this video, hit that like button down there, hit that subscribe button there if you're new around here. Check out some of the other videos that have been out on the channel over the past few days as well. Don't forget to follow at LFC Focus TV on Twitter. I'll be back soon with the pre-match content for a Champions League semi-final against Barcelona. Until then, bye for now.